Now in an earlier video I applied a theme to my title slide, and the theme that I applied, as you can see here, is Vapor Trail, and this actually appears at the bottom of the screen on the area they call the status bar. The status bar will tell me the name of the theme that's applied to this presentation. Now if you're not seeing the theme name, you may have to right click the status bar and ensure that every option in here is ticked. So make sure that all your status bar options are turned on, and then you'll see the theme that's been applied. Now if I don't particularly like this theme, of course I can change the theme, and I just choose the themes drop down, and I might this time go for Wisp, which is this particular theme here. Now having chosen Wisp, I might then decide that I want a theme variant, and so there's a number of variants here. I can have, for example, this variant, or this variant, simply by clicking on the options listed. If I hit the More button, you might find that there's more variants here, such as variations in the color. If I go to the colors option and I just roll my mouse down the various colors palettes, I can see what those colors will look like if they were applied to my particular presentation. So I might go for green yellow. I can also go back to the Variants More button and choose Fonts, and these are various font options. As I roll down, this is the Calibri, Cambria and Calibri, Corbel, and as you can see they're listed here, and you can just scroll down them and you can get a live preview of what they look like. Again, you want to be mindful of the clarity of your font, particularly if you've got a large audience which will actually be quite a distance from you. Then you want to use a big clear font. So choose a font that's useful. I might just go with this font. You also have another variant which is called Effects. When I go to Effects, you can actually roll over them and see what they look like. Now I have to say it depends on your theme as to how much these effects show. It also depends on what you've got in front of you. For example, if you had a graph or a piece of smart art, you would see what these various effects look like more clearly. So at this stage I can just say choose an effect, and as we progress with this presentation you'll see how the effects look. The other thing you've got, of course, in here is background styles. If I click background styles and I roll over them, you can also choose from a various collection of background styles. Now again, it depends on your theme as to what variants you get, what background colors you get, so this will vary per theme. These are the ones that relate to Wisp. You can also go into Format Background here, and you can actually change the colors yourself, and the angle and the intensity, and really format the background yourself. But I'm going to close this and just choose from the available collection of backgrounds. And I might just go for a clear white, I think. There. So be mindful also that if you're going to be printing this presentation, you don't want to choose something that's too intensely coloured, or you'll be going through toners very, very quickly. So we've looked at themes, we've looked at variants. Now slide size. The default slide size is widescreen 16 by 9, but you can choose standard 4 by 3. You are scaling to a new slide size. Would you like to maximize the size of your content or scale it down to ensure it fits on a new slide? Ensure it fits. And so there you can see it's actually altered it. Unfortunately, it's also altered my variants. So I can go undo using this button here on my quick access toolbar. So be aware that you can change the slide size from widescreen to standard. You've also got custom slide size if you want to use this as well. And you can say that you actually want to say what height, what width. You can also choose from the options here. So you can change your slide size. Now the other thing you've got is Format Background here. And Format Background takes us to choosing various options in here. Very similar to what we were just looking at, where you can choose a picture as a background, and you can change that picture if you want. You can choose a pattern as a background, and you can choose which pattern and what two colors. You can choose a gradient fill, which basically means that the sun's hitting it from a certain angle, might be hitting it from the top or the bottom, and then what sort of style of gradient you want. So all sorts of options in here, or you can choose a solid fill and choose the color that you want and the transparency that you want. But again, I'm going to undo format background, and I'm just going to undo any changes that it's made. So I go back to what I originally had. So notice you can hit the undo button here on your quick access toolbar several times. You actually have 20 levels of undo when you're using PowerPoint. You could actually increase the 20 levels of undo to more if you felt that that was insufficient for you. If you go to File and you go to Options, you can actually go and change the levels of undo simply by clicking Advanced. The maximum level of undo is 20, but you can take it up to a maximum of 99. If you do increase your level of undo, oops, sorry, it's beyond 99. The maximum is 150. Used to be 99. The thing to be mindful of, though, is if you increase your levels of undo, PowerPoint has to remember everything that you do and to be able to give you that ability to undo. So it may end up slowing your PowerPoint down. So I think that 20 is sufficient for me, so I'm just going to go cancel. But it is an option that you can employ if you want to. You can then go undo as a number of times, and if you undo too far, you can redo. And that's what this arrow here is to redo what you've undone until you're back to where you want to be. The shortcut keys, the last two letters of the alphabet are always Control Z, Control Y. Control Z is undo, Control Y is redo. So you can also use shortcut keys if you want to undo or redo.